Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Apple or Spotify, please give me a 5-star rating. This content is brought to you by Uphold, which is a great platform that makes it easy to buy, sell, trade, and earn cryptocurrencies. They have a unique feature where you can swap between any asset. For example, you can go between cryptocurrencies, precious metals, and US stocks. I've been using this platform for years, so I can certainly vouch for it. They have 10 plus million users, 200 plus cryptocurrencies, and they're available in 150 countries. And a great thing, they still list XRP. Despite other exchanges delisting XRP, Uphold still allows you to buy, sell, and trade. So great platform, ahead of the curve on many things. If you'd like to learn more, please visit the link in the description. All right, my friends, we got a big update here with the SEC Ripple lawsuit. Now, I know some folks are going to say, Tony, why do you talk so much about the Ripple lawsuit and XRP? Well, my friends, as I've said many times, this case, the outcome will have a huge impact on the entire crypto market. Even if you hate Ripple and you don't own any XRP, if you hold Cardano, Algorand, Chainlink, you name it, this will help those projects to be able to fight off the SEC. And we see Gary Gensler is going after everything. He's going after exchanges, lending platforms, other coins. Everything is on the table with this guy. So we need Ripple to win, and we want to make sure that we know what's happening and who is making major moves in this lawsuit. And today we got a major move. The Chamber of Digital Commerce has filed a motion for leave to file an amicus brief. The motion, memorandum of law, declaration of Lila Tesler, and the amicus brief are below. This was tweeted out by James K. Filan. So big move here by the chamber, and similar to what attorney John Deaton did on behalf of XRP holders, the Chamber of Digital Commerce is coming in as a neutral party and calling out, of course, the wrong things that were done, particularly with the SEC. Attorney Jeremy Hogan weighed in. He said the Chamber of Digital Commerce's amicus brief is very helpful for Ripple. I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. Part 1 was confusing, but argument 2 and 3 are really good, and the Chamber's disinterest in Ripple brings a lot of credibility to the brief. And he continues here saying, the chamber is very precise in the asset itself is not a security argument. But look at the bonus, pointing out the SEC guidance says the asset itself is not a security, but SEC enforcement stated the exact opposite. He said, maybe John Deaton knows what he's doing after all, smiley face. Finally, he says, and finally, the chamber discusses how there is no authority to suggest that secondary sales can be considered part of an investment contract. It's important to point for Ripple as pertains, it's an important point for Ripple as pertains to potential damages if early sales are deemed an investment contract. Good start. So great to have the Chamber of Digital Commerce coming out and speaking against the SEC. We saw earlier this week, they talked about the SEC failing to provide a Bitcoin spot ETF, calling out the hypocrisy. They're supposed to protect investors worldwide. There's Bitcoin ETFs being launched. And I've interviewed the founder of the Chamber of Digital Commerce many times, Perry Ann Boring. I've interviewed her about maybe 2 to 3 times now. And I'm in talks with her to set up an interview next week to talk about this amicus brief and also the statements that were put out regarding the Bitcoin spot ETF. Now, attorney John Deaton weighed in on this. He said, I haven't had time to read the Digital Chamber and Perry Ann's amicus brief, but I'm getting tagged in a lot of comments about it. Please know, as amicus counsel for XRP holders, I welcome the brief. He said, the importance of this case cannot be overstated. We need the judge to truly appreciate the magnitude of her decision. The SEC is stretching the application of Howey into secondary market sales, calling the underlying asset XRP a security. The more who call the SEC out, the better. Absolutely. And this is a very strong voice. The Digital Chamber of Commerce is working in DC, rubbing shoulders with politicians and other regulators. Perianne is pretty much living in DC, right? Like, I couldn't get an interview with her this week because she's in DC doing the good work here on behalf of the crypto industry. So, guys, this is great. Very good news. As I've talked about many times, we have to put the pressure. The SEC is not representing us here. And once again, I don't care if you hold XRP or not. That's not the point. The point is, do you hold crypto? And is your project a target of the SEC? If you're a big Cardano fan, if you're a big Algorand fan, whatever it is, a Solana fan, Gary Gensler will be coming after you. And we need as many folks on coming together here to fight the SEC. We know of conflicts of interest with the likes of William Hinman being reported by whistleblowers and so forth. And we see that that is not being fixed or addressed. And they are trying to suppress this market. Gary Gensler is trying to suppress this market. We've talked about it. He's trying to protect the incumbents. He wants to slow down and roadblock this asset class, because this time around, we as retail investors get to front run the institutions, and the regulations are not there for these institutions to control this thing and to buy up as much as they want, right? So that is what's happening here, my friends. And that's why I always encourage you all to tweet, contact your representatives, make videos, write blog posts, do what you need to do, because our voices are being amplified and heard because of social media. So this is very, I'm so happy about this news. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for the digital chamber to make a move and speak up on behalf of this respective lawsuit, because it has such a big impact. The outcome will have huge implications for the rest of the crypto market. So this is great news. Now, speaking of the SEC and Gary Gensler, we have an article here from Blockworks saying Gensler, crypto intermediaries must register with the SEC in some capacity. Agency staff working with industry players to get their exchange, broker, dealer, and custodial functions regulated. So once again, he's going after everything. Exchanges, nobody's safe. They blocked Coinbase lending. Remember, Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, went to Twitter and tweeted out the SEC is acting shady. Can you imagine that? A regulatory agency, which is supposed to protect investors, which is supposed to have integrity, is acting shady. And that's what we're dealing with here. So SEC Chair Gary Gensler is once again set to encourage crypto firms to register with regulators in remarks before the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs on Thursday. That is tomorrow. So I'm sure many of you are going to be tuning in. We'll be watching this closely to see what he says. But today he published his testimony. Gensler states that the vast majority of nearly 10,000 tokens in the crypto market are securities. So see, this is what I'm talking about. For those of you who hate Ripple and XRP, that's fine. You can hate, but you better want them to win, because he is saying everything is a security except for Bitcoin. So where are my Cardano holders? Where are my Chainlink holders? Where I can go down the list, right? Where are my Algorand holders? Where are my Solana holders? Come on, guys. Everything he's saying here, with the exception of Bitcoin, he's saying it's a security. So this is the situation we're in. Here's a quote from Gensler's testimony. Given that most crypto tokens are securities, it follows that many crypto intermediaries, whether they call themselves centralized or decentralized, are transacting in securities and have to register with the SEC in some capacity. That means exchanges, that means wallet services, and so forth. Not good. Not good. And remember, he's not telling these folks what is the security and what's not. He's just making a statement, and there's no updated Howey test or guidance. It's ridiculous. And this is the situation we find ourselves in. This is why I want Ripple to win, because this is ridiculous, right? He's regulating by enforcement. Now, the Blockchain Association has also been going after the SEC and calling them out. And they did an article here in American Banker. So, these things are getting amplified. Here's the headline on American Banker. SEC's regulatory approach chills innovation and may send crypto overseas. So this is from the Blockchain Association. So guys, this is what I want to see. This is what you want to see as an investor. because we got to fight. I remember interviewing Raoul Pal, macro investor, and when we talked about it, the SEC and so forth, his exact words are, "We have to fight." And I know some of you may be like, really, against a government agency? Yes, because there are potential conflicts of interest and corruption, and they're doing the wrong thing here. So we got to fight. Now, Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, tweeted out the following today. He said, starting today, Coinbase will begin integrating our crypto policy efforts right into our app. These will help our 103 million verified users to get educated on crypto positions held by political leaders where they live. Boom. This is big. This is along the lines of, kind of what John Deaton did, where you can contact your representatives and so forth. It takes it to another level. But I'm sure a lot of these politicians are now going to be like, oh, okay, we're going to be highlighted as far as where we stand. And we know crypto has been growing as a bipartisan item, but we need more people on board. So this is good. This is going to educate the public, especially as voting is coming up, my friends. He says, for instance, U.S. users can see crypto sentiment scores from members of Congress based on publicly available statements they've made, register to vote, and find out about local town hall events. Wow, huge, huge move by Coinbase here. Over time, we want to help pro-crypto candidates solicit donations from the crypto community in crypto. We'll also expand to get more geographic coverage in global elections and add data on various candidates running for office, not just current elected officials. He says here, some of the publicly available data backing this comes from the organization we help support called Crypto Action Network. This scorecard is the first of its kind and a new tool for the crypto community to learn about their elected officials. So here's what the crypto scorecard looks like. And I think this is fabulous. This is great. They even have a grade here, I should say. B, C's, I see some A's. So guys, things are moving in the right direction. We got to stop Gensler and the SEC. That's what we're dealing with. Now, obviously, guys, the Ethereum merge is going to happen within the next 24 hours. It's probably going to happen sometime in the early morning hours for me as far as East Coast, depending on what time zone you're in, what part of the world you're in. It's going to happen at a different time, but it's going to happen within the next 24 hours. Big update on Ethereum. Even Circle, they made a post here talking about what they're going to do with their USDC and their EUROC, that's the Euro stable coin. And everybody's going to make moves. Just be aware that exchanges are probably going to pause withdrawals and deposits of Ethereum. So, if you need to make a move or do something, just have a heads up that this is probably going to not happen within the next 24 hours. You got to wait till the merge is complete. Now, finally, guys, here, big story, and it has to do with Do Kwon, founder of Terra Luna. South Korean court issues arrest warrant for Terra co-founder Do Kwon. The warrant also includes 5 others, according to a report. Oh boy, he's going to be in trouble, a lot of trouble. And I don't wish bad things on people, but sometimes you do the crime, you got to pay the time, right? And we'll see. He should go through the judicial process, of course, right? And make sure he gets a fair trial, because this was a big disaster, huge, huge disaster. And of course, a lot of people lost money. So we'll see what happens there. Heads up, guys, tomorrow, my interview with MoneyGram head of FinTech and Innovation, Luther Madej, will be published. You don't want to miss this. MoneyGram is integrating crypto. You're adopting USDC on the Stellar blockchain. So lots to talk about. We touch on Ripple a bit and XRP. So you want to make sure you see this interview. Please share my channel. Please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. Share my channel with your friends. Tweet it out. Share it on social media. It helps. I know some of you tweet out and say, yeah, how come you don't have 1 million subscribers yet? And I don't do a lot of hype stuff and this thing about the price and that thing about the price. I try to bring quality to you guys. So sometimes that's not the most sexy or appealing part of the market. So I hope that you guys can help advocate for my channel, share it. Also, once again, if you're listening on the podcast platform, please 5 stars. It really helps, and it doesn't cost you anything, right? You can leave a review as well Thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you all later.